everyone and welcome back to Delicado. My name's Ben and I'm one of the proprietors at Delicado, and usually I work as the sommelier as well. Today we're looking at a red wine made of the very famous Spanish red grape called Tempranillo. And this one's a wine that's generally only available at restaurants. It's called Running with the Bulls. It's a new wine from a company, Yalumba, that are based in South Australia. And they do make another wine called Running with the Bulls, which has a white label, which you may have seen in bottle shops or on wine lists before. But this one comes from a different area. Down the bottom here it says quite clearly Wrattonbully, which is an area not far from Coonawarra. In fact, there were some discussions about whether it was Coonawarra or not a few years ago, and that's the 09 vintage, so that's a separate area. I think the other one, the white label one, comes more from Barossa fruit. But in terms of Australian Tempranillo, these guys are pretty much at the forefront, although you'll see more and more Australian Tempranillo hitting the shelves and wine lists in the coming years because there's quite a lot of it planted. So what do we expect from Tempranillo? Well, if you can see behind me, a lot of the Tempranillos that generally come from Spain, or the most famous ones, come from an area called Rioja, which makes some very supple, rounded reds from the grape. And the other area is Ribera del Duero. Has a slightly different growing season, and the expression of Tempranillo there is a bit firmer and a bit more tannic. I really like this version of Tempranillo because I always find it quite silky and approachable, and I think if the grape is new to you, then that's sort of what you're after. You don't want anything that's too confronting, you want something that's easy to drink. And it's just that. You get a little sense of oak, there's a little hint of dryness on the finish, and I sometimes say Tempranillo tastes a bit like when you get a red grape and you chew it up and it's got the seeds in there, that sort of texture of dryness I sometimes get from that grape. But you can expect black fruits, so blackberries and mulberries. It's quite juicy and plush, and as I said, it's silky on the palate. So that means in terms of matching with food, it's very easy. Typically you'd have that with lamb. It'd be good with roast chicken. If you don't eat meat, then something with that little charry flavour, so like a roasted eggplant, or anything that you might associate with sort of picnic or barbecue food where, you know, you might have used an open fire, or not, or just left something in the fry pan too long perhaps. Anyway, it's good with pretty much anything, and if you find it too hard to match with food, then just try it on its own. Salute.